Hi, my name is Soumya, and I'm a fourth-year public health and biology major from Houston. I actually first found out about Texas 4000 back in high school, and I really loved everything that Texas 4000 stood for, as well as a couple of personal connections to cancer, and now here I am today riding on the 2018 team. My connection to cancer really started before I was born. My dad's mother was diagnosed with what we believe was pancreatic cancer in the 1980s, and unfortunately she passed away shortly after. When she went in for surgery and when they opened her up, the cancer had already spread everywhere, so she passed away soon after. And although my dad hasn't ever said anything directly about her, I know her death affected him tremendously, and even to this day the only things I know about her are from my extended family and not from my dad. And then his father actually passed away from lung cancer in 1993. He suffered a little bit, went through radiation chemotherapy. I think for me, a big reason why I ride is that because both my grandparents passed away before I was born, there's always been this void on my dad's side of the family, and it's felt a lot more closed off for me just because neither of his parents were alive when I was born. So a big reason why I want to do Texas 4000 is in their honor. I ride a lot for knowledge because for them, had they known to look for early warning signs of cancer, they could have potentially been saved. But I think my first personal experience with cancer happened about 3 weeks before I graduated from high school. My family received a call that my grandmother had just been diagnosed with breast cancer. So by the end of the week, my mom was on a plane to India to be with my grandmother through the beginning surgery and radiation and chemotherapy. And to me, I hadn't really processed everything until graduation. I was taking pictures with my friends right beforehand, and they wanted to do a mother-daughter picture, and all my friends and their moms lined up, and I remember standing there and remembering that my mom wasn't there because of cancer. So that's kind of when everything hit me, and I realized that cancer doesn't have boundaries, and if we want to defeat this disease, we really have to work together and bring our minds together. But besides that, I think I also ride for hope. So I've been doing research on cancer immunotherapy for the last couple of years, and I think it's the future of cancer research. So immunotherapy is essentially using your own immune system to attack tumors, and why I think it's much better than the traditional therapies of radiation and chemo is that it's a lot less toxic, especially for pediatric cancers. The toxicities are a lot less from immunotherapy just because you're using your own immune system rather than injecting chemicals into your body. The problem with a lot of these therapies is that they're really expensive. Some of them cost upwards of $1 million. So for a lot of people, it's a huge cost barrier that adds to the burden that cancer already causes. So I want to spread hope that there are new therapies out there. And again, if we work together, I think one day we can truly defeat cancer. So I think one of the biggest challenges with Texas 4000, besides the physical challenges, will be emotional challenges. I think everybody comes into Texas 4000 with a lot of different experiences and backgrounds related to cancer. So I think we won't be able to anticipate what kinds of emotional challenges happen both throughout the training process and along the ride. But I think it'll be important for us, myself included, to stay strong and be there for our teammates when they need us, because we don't really know when that will happen. And I think it'll just be important to be aware that there will be people will need emotional support, and just be mindful of that, and also know that you can rely on your teammates if you do need emotional support. And I think my favorite memory of Texas 4000, so right during Dead Days last semester, a group of us went on a hike in West Austin. And this was the first time that I had been outdoors on a hike in probably like a year. So it was really nice to just go out there and bond with teammates. And we stayed and watched sunset on the cliff. And on the way down, it got pretty much pitch black, so we all brought out our phones and used them as flashlights, and were walking along the path. And we were the only ones there, so it was a little creepy. And then we started busting out Disney songs and campfire songs. And I think that was the first time I really felt that we are a team. And it was just a really an awesome experience to bond with teammates. And I think it just set a really good tone for the rest of the year.